And welcome back, everyone. So obviously I'm doing this on my phone, so I got sound. Just real quick to mention that I already posted about it on the community page, and it's been taken care of. But I've been fully transparent in that I am not a tech-savvy individual. So when my OBS, which is what I used to use to make my videos, wasn't recording the sound from my mic, I was getting rip shit pissed because I didn't know what the hell I did. As it turns out, kids, did you know that there's a little button on your computer that if you press it, it turns your microphone off? So somehow, must have been on Tuesday or Wednesday, because I didn't do any videos that day. I'd already pre-recorded my Lanticore video. Pretty sure I pre-recorded. Either way, it's either late Tuesday or on Wednesday. I somehow accidentally pressed that button, which turned off the microphone on my computer. So the two videos I had done in the previous part of the day that I had uploaded and everything like that, I immediately commented, like, there's no sound. Like, what? Yeah, there's no sound of the Pokemon Snap review because I didn't have a trailer on. I'm like, and then I'm like, listen to it just out of curiosity. I'm like, wait, what? And then sure enough, the Naruto video I did it like, son of a, and the Who Would Win I pre-recorded for tomorrow. I'm like, mother, and I'm like, I'm just going through this and I'm pissed off. And then I finally and I'm like, my microphone, where's my, what do I have to do to access my microphone? And then a whim, I'm looking for the icon and I see it on my keyboard. I'm like, oh, it can't be that simple. Click, record, unrecord, listen. Sure enough, I'm like, I hate technology so much. So now that we've gone about almost 2 minutes into this TED Talk, what do I think of Army of the Dead? New Zack Snyder film. As far as I know, it's got like a, I don't know if it's a day and date release, but I think it's on Netflix too, or soon will be. But it follows basically a crew, I believe they're ex-military, but they were like a control, they were like the military unit that was designed to, or that was tasked with taking care of zombies. And, they're basically brought into the fray when Ken Watanabe's character, Takagi, or Takanada, whatever, basically says, okay, there's $200 million, got this window to get it, and then they're going to nuke Vegas. So, and they're going to get in there, and who makes it out, and who doesn't make it out, so there you go. Now, when you go into just about any zombie, there are exceptions. There are some zombie films that are actually very high, like, thinking type of zombie movies. I think, like, Girl with All the Gifts is one of them. That's a different type of zombie movie. There's one where they actually were able to cure zombieism, but the people still had memories of being zombies and eating human flesh, so that haunts them. I don't remember the name of that one, but I hear that's a pretty interesting one. So there are definitely high thinking zombie movies. But then there's just the zombie movies that are just designed to be zombie movies. Dumb, fun, gore. If you've got a zombie action movie, action, some fun characters, a bit of humor here and there. And this is definitely in that genre. And for that type of movie, this is a fun movie, man. This is a blast. They got, you see the zombie tiger. The zombie tiger actually gets a good bit in the movie. They don't really explain the zombies per se, but you can piece together everything that's going on with the zombies and what the zombies really represent, and how they come from. Little minor spoilers here and there, but I won't spoil anything like who makes it out or anything like that. When characters, it earns that R rating in terms of the gore, 100%. Most of the characters are pretty fun. I'll get to that complaint in a little bit. But generally speaking, the zombies in this, they never explain how they did it, but the zombies start from one zombie, and it's like a military experiment of some kind. Now, whether it was they were able to bring a soldier back from the dead, or they turned this soldier into a zombie through an experiment, we don't know. But what we do know is, he's kind of the progenitor, and he's the progenitor of the much smarter, stronger zombies. To the point, and they're not zombies in the traditional, some of them, like the smarter, stronger zombies aren't zombies in the traditional sense of the term, in the sense that their biological functions still seem to function on some level. I'm not going to exactly explain what it is, but I picked up immediately on it, and most people would. But there's something to do with with one of the zombies, or like when the lead zombie looks at that zombie and reacts to that zombie, I'm like, okay, is this zombie this? And sure enough, that zombie was. So I'm like, okay, so these zombies Some of them are clearly very undead-ish, like they're rotting and all that. But others, like the smarter zombies, are definitely decayed, or definitely, what's the best way to put it? Dehydrated, decay looking, but they function much differently, including biologically. So it's very interesting. Whereas we also see that zombie animals are a thing. The zombie horse and the zombie tiger are very much one thing. Although the zombie horse, I couldn't see, because like with the tiger and the horse, you can see like part of their skull is missing along with one of their eyes. But on the zombie horse, it looked like both eyes were missing. So I'm like, how the hell does this thing know where to go? I mean, yes, it's got ears and nose, but a horse, especially in that terrain, I'm just saying you might need at least one eye. Now, maybe I didn't see the other eye. Maybe it was there. Who knows? Our leads really are Dave Bautista. Yeah, Dave Bautista is our lead. I mean, all of them are co-leads. His daughter might be considered a co-lead as well, I guess. But Dave Bautista is the headliner of this movie. Now, Dave is not the strongest actor. He'll be the first one to admit that. But he's improved over time. And I've got these two people looking at me wondering, what is he doing? But he's improved over time, and I think he's a competent actor. I liked Stuber. I actually thought he was pretty decent in Stuber. But other movies, I didn't see My Spy. Heard it wasn't that good. I like him as Drax. That's an actor, director who knows how to use his actor. Yeah, that's that person right there. They're probably like, what's he doing? Oh, he's talking. He must be doing a video or something, whatever. I liked him. Although I don't like the movie very much, his brief scene in Blade Runner 2049 is actually really good. It's a really good piece of acting, actually, from him. So he's definitely improved. Would I say this is the right vehicle for him as an actor? I'll say this, because Zack Snyder isn't much of a dialogue director. A lot of his dialogue and a lot of the story points, like he's got his long lost love, he's got his estranged daughter, all that. So a lot of the story points don't really help him. But he's definitely not terrible in the movie by any stretch of the means. And you know what? It's great to see him pull out a couple of the old WWE moves. Because there's a couple of moves where you're like, oh, that's straight out of WWE when he was doing the wrestling. Oh, that's great. But no, as your lead, he's very serviceable, and he's definitely got some moments of where he can stretch his acting chops a little bit. He does seem to make the same face, just like he does seem to keep his mouth open a little bit. So he does seem to make those faces a little bit, but there are some good scenes with him. Most of the time, it's actually scenes with his daughter, because I think they were able to work that relationship all right. And one scene where it's spoiler for a scene, but I'm not going to spoil what it is. He's got a scene at the end with his daughter, which actually I think he handled it really well for what he had to do. He had to handle it really well. But it's a scene where he's like having a flashback to when he had to kill a zombie basically he had to kill his wife. That's a little spoiler, but he had to kill his wife because she had turned, and daughter saw that and all that. So he assumed that's why she was estranged from him and hated him. Turns out that wasn't the case. But yeah, he wakes up from that nightmare. Now, to be fair, in the dream, which I'm assuming is an actual memory of it, he drops his gun and just takes a knife and stabs her in the head. And still, I'm like, you could have just shot her. I mean, yeah, in fact, that was probably a lot more personal than shooting her from a distance, man. Oh, man. Yeah, and all the actors do their part fairly well. You got the douchebag, the quarantine officer, played by Shades from Luke Cage. I don't know the actor's name, but I'm like, I know that guy. That's Shades. You get the guy. You get basically like the smuggler who can like smuggle people in and out. Which, when we see how she does it, I'm like, how the hell have the zombies not just gotten out of this place if it's that easy to get in? What the hell? Probably because they don't care. Yeah, so you got the safe cracker who's a bit inexperienced, the guy who's inexperienced. You got your pilot, you got all of them. And then you get his daughter, and how much of a spoiler do I want to go into? So, you recognize the actress, I don't know her name. So, when we meet her daughter, his daughter, it's like, okay, it's whatever. She's dealing with this, she's helping out people, but whatever. But her friend wants to go in and steal some money to help her family, and she's just like, and she's very smart, like, no, it's not effing worth it. And sure enough, it wasn't effing worth it. Because she ends up going missing, And she then sees her dad and is like, I'm going in there with you. No, she might still be alive. I'm going in there with you. We're not having this conversation. No, you're not listening. Here's what's going to happen. No, here's what's going to happen. You either take me with you or I'm going in by myself and probably dying. And I'm like, wow, you are not being endearing at all right now, because look, yes, and turned out the friend was alive. And here's a little spoiler, that friend doesn't make it out of the movie. Sorry, like, okay, that's like that's the other little spoiler I'll go with here. Like, there's still plenty of other things I'm not spoiling, so don't worry, I'm really not spoiling that much. But that friend she went to go save did not make it out of the effing movie. So every point, your entire purpose for crossing that line into zombie country, zombie land, if you will, sue someone, is completely fucking pointless. So all this attitude you're giving your dad, which, by the way, when you explain it, she hated him because he wasn't there after he killed their mother. But guess what? And he explained it. It's like, every time I looked at it, I saw her. And you know what? Guess what? I get it. He's your dad. He probably should have been there. And given, like, everything, this really wasn't that long ago, so you're a grown-ass adult, or at least close to it. So I get it. You needed him there. But guess what? He was dealing with the fact that he killed his wife with his bare hands. I think it's understandable why you became estranged, because he even explains afterwards, anytime he tried to come around, it was like you didn't want him there. And she even says, like, I spent so long hating you, and she's like, I didn't mean it like, yeah, whatever, it's okay. It's like, yeah, it really comes off like you were the one with the problem. It really comes off like this is really on you. And the fact of the matter is, she then sneaks off later after, and it's like, no, this probably wouldn't have gone as bad. Probably still would have gone badly, don't get me wrong. Probably would have gone as badly if you had not come. Just saying. I am just saying. Because they do an okay job of reconciling the relationship. And like I said, the scene with her and Batista at the end is actually a nice scene between them. So, I mean, I can't say there isn't some redeeming qualities to the character and the relationship, but for the majority, they don't make this it sucks too, because you're rooting for the zombies quite often more than not, because they actually do give these zombies some character. The zombie tiger, you're rooting for it in the scene it gets. And the people, you're like, but you're kind of rooting for some of the people, and what she's doing is a good thing, but it was honestly, it's based on the fact that her friend was just so stupidly desperately stupid, if you will. And I get it. Mothers and parents will do anything for their children. Apparently, even going to the zombie country to try to get some money. Apart from that, and that honestly, that as I kept going, that really started to piss me off. I do have fun when I go into those rants. Overall, no, the movie's a good time. If you like this type of movie, like zombie, I don't like zombie movies very much too. So for me to like this, I consider that a high praise. But no, I had fun with this. If you like Zack Snyder's stuff, if you like Dave Bautista, if you like zombie action movies, you'll have a fun time. They got a great soundtrack too. They do play the Cranberries Zombies up near the end. Play Viva Las Vegas. They play a nice acoustic version with a female singer of Pale Moon Rising. That was really good. So overall, I do recommend this movie. It was a good time. I had fun with it. You'll probably have fun with it too. Not much in trailers. I walked in on the Suicide Squad trailer. Yeah, that was about it. That's all I can remember. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I don't know if I'll catch another movie this weekend. Now that the theaters are open throughout the week, I can do Tuesday matinees. So whatever, if there's multiple movies coming out, I'll probably see the second movie on Tuesday. So that's my game plan right now. I don't know which one it will be. Either Spiral or Those Who Want Me Dead, probably. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Those videos will be up tomorrow. The Naruto Part 8, Pokemon News Snap review, and who would win. I got to record them again, but yeah, they'll be up tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.